up, everybody? We're here at Alabama International Raceway in Steele, Alabama. We've got the OG Murder Nova out here. It's time to test this thing out for the first time in 2021. You've seen in the last video, we got it rewired by MJB Performance Wiring over in Savannah, Georgia. This thing's ready, other than we got to put the wheelie bars on it. So that's what Sean's fixing to do.
What are the odds on me crawling underneath this thing and 5 minutes later Ryan coming over and saying we don't have no jack stands?
Oh no, he won't say anything. He'll just bring them over because he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He did that for me over in Ohio last year.
I bet I could get it done before he comes over.
Yeah, he's pretty preoccupied over there with his new Pro Charged Hemi.
Yeah. That thing's beautiful.
Hey, they did a killer job.
This car. Look at all these badass
It's beautiful
cars
also.
Here. There's so many badass cars here.
And they're all trying to stack up to the OG.
Yeah. That's what I would do if I was there.
Yeah. So there's easier places to put wheelie bars on for sure. A asphalt parking lot isn't the best.
No. Especially one that had crawdads all in it.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, somebody had a
sweeper came through here and swept them all out.
Somebody had a crawfish boil here at some point in the last few days.
I forgot. In Oklahoma, we call them crawdads.
Yeah. Yeah, some crawdaddies. But the potholes are still full of crawdads and corn cobs. So you heard it fire up. Sounds amazing. The wiring's amazing. We got it full of Maxima 60 weight, and this thing's ready to rock and roll. So we'll let Sean get the wheelie bars put on here. Man, we don't even have a license plate on this thing.
And not only that, look at this. That ain't gonna work. What are we gonna do?
Send it. I don't really know.
Yeah, we can't send it, man. That motherfucker will rip off, no doubt. Look, let's just be honest. We're not ready to test. We're going to, though.
That's right. Because we're the real deal morons.
Yeah.
All the other morons like to watch.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we push this thing in the trailer or drive it in.
So, I guess we'll get these put on. We'll go over the tune-up in the car and figure out how to fasten the bumper, because we forgot that too.
100%. I gotta do that. That ain't gonna work.
And I'm gonna go find a big sticker to put across the grill, because I know that's really bothering Sean. He's just not cool with it.
All right, lift. Easy.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, go. Go.
So normally when Sean's ready to film after a pass, he asks me if I'm ready to talk about it, and to tell you the truth, no, I'm not ready to talk about what just happened.
It's just heartening, man. Disheartening.
So it shut off again.
So everything's going great. I told the guys quarter panels are new, everything's new on the car. I'm gonna do a stupid burnout. Make sure that, look at the tires, make sure that they don't cut on anything. Nothing stupid after the burnout, let me know. And so stage the car, let off, about 20, 30, 40, 50 feet out. I'm thinking, right on, you know? And front end's up, it's fucking rolling, and nothing, shut off. The 60 foot, same stuff that it was doing up in Nebraska. So while we were up in Nebraska, We changed every box in the car. We messed with the wiring. We did everything that we could do, or that we knew what to do. So we thought there's something broken in the wiring harness, because we could move the wiring harness around and it'd make it a couple more passes before it did it. And then we would shuffle the wiring harness around again and make it a couple more passes. Well, we don't know what else to change. We just got the whole car rewired. None of the wiring is the same as what it was. So we start thinking about it, and there's one thing in the car that we haven't changed, and that's the battery. The voltage on the data shows good the whole time. So I don't know if that's gonna be the problem or not.
We're not real real convinced this is gonna fix it.
No, not at all.
Very hopeful, but
at this point, I don't know what else to do. We changed the one thing in the car that we haven't changed yet, and that's the 16 volt battery. So we're not gonna change anything. We're gonna make the same lick and see if it goes, or see if it shuts off again. If it shuts off again, I don't know.
We'll
gonna have to have somebody else to look at the data and see what the hell's wrong with it. The car, I could get it if it tire shook and something dumb happened, but it didn't.
It was fixing to make a really pretty pass.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looked good, you know, and it shut off before the 60 foot, but I don't know, man.
It's very disheartening.
It is. It is. And to say that we were very optimistic that this is going to fix it would be a lie.
Would be an understatement. Oh, that we were optimistic that it was already fixed when we got here.
No. We knew it was.
Like
there wasn't. We weren't
is
even
an
thinking about
understatement.
that. We weren't even thinking about that because it was fixed.
Yeah.
So, and now it's not. And so the reason I'm not in a very good mood, I get it. I'm at a racetrack and it's Monday. We should all be happy, but
it's tough.
It's so all the problems and all the frustration and all the beating our head against the wall has came back from Nebraska, all in one pass. I mean, we haven't beat the car up yet. Car still looks really good.
Yeah.
It was running good. The motor seems happy. We're just not happy.
It did a good burnout.
Yeah. So we put Ryan's spare battery in the car, and we're gonna go make one and see what happens. Well, something changed, huh?
Yeah. Day 2 here at Alabama International Dragway. Day 1 did not go well. And man, holy crap, I've never seen so much pollen. I don't know, you really can't see it. It's kind of hazy here. There's so much pollen. If you had allergies, there's no way you could live here. Anyways, we showed up yesterday with the highest of expectations, and we left with our tails stuck between our legs. It was rough. It was a shit day.
Yeah. And we still don't know what the problem is. Like, we have the best in the business helping us, and they don't know what the problem is.
Yep.
So we have literally, when we were in Nebraska, we changed every box on the car. So we're going through everything wondering what else we can change. there's not a strand of wiring in this car that's the same as what it was in Nebraska. And it's crazy that we have the same problems.
I mean, identical.
We so Phantom drove to Fuel Tech yesterday and picked up a new FT Spark and a new FT 600. We put the shit in, and then it was worse.
It's worse.
It's worse. So literally, the car wouldn't even spool up.
It died in the burnout.
It died in the fucking burnout, and then we tried to spool the car up, and it died trying to spool it up. So we left the new ECU in it, put the old FT Spark back in it, and it spooled up and everything just fine. But by that time, it was
late.
10, 11 last night, and they were closing. So we came back this morning. We thought about it all yesterday about what is the same on the car that we haven't changed. And we changed plug wires, but we said, forget it. We're gonna change them again. Phantom made new plug wires this morning, and the one thing that I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that it is the coils. I'm kind of starting to think that it's not like it's not sparking, because we're hitting on all 8 cylinders, but I'm thinking that one or possibly more of the coils is pulling too much load from the FT Spark, and it's overheating the box and it's shutting it off. So I was on the phone yesterday with Monkey, and he brought up a pretty good point. He said, what if you try to leave harder? Does it shut off earlier? What if you try to leave softer? Does it go further? You know, because it seems like it is load based.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't try that theory at all. Because damn, it's really tough to know you have that problem, come back over here, you don't change anything except a little bit in the tune, and then go back up there.
Yeah.
So we changed made plug wires and changed the coils. We're fixing to go let off the button and see what happens. I'm not changing anything in the tune-up. Luis is looking over the data. Steve Petty is here.
I mean, like you said, we've literally got the best in the business helping us with this. So today we're hopeful that we find the issue and able to go fast.
But it just sucks the fact that, man, that beep, 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 it's getting to me this morning. Like he ran over that trash can. He's just dragging it. He's just dragging it. Probably gonna run over a car and drag it.
Yeah. Is there anybody even on that thing?
Yeah, he's in the basket. But so I'm spent. This trip has worn me out. I'm ready to go home, but we can't until we get the car fixed. If we can't figure something out today, we're headed to Fuel Tech, and we're gonna put it back on the dyno and see what happens, because we honestly don't know if this is a G-force problem. Probably not, because this thing don't pull no G's. We literally, it shut off about 50 foot out, and we went a 111 to the 60 foot. So,
which the 111 is the best the car's ever 60
111
footed.
is the best the car's ever 60 footed on a big tire. We never really tried to hit the car out of the hole. You know, we're leaving at 4,500 and 11 pounds of boost. Yeah. We could turn it up, but we don't really need to with this car. This car is for shit streets, and if anything, we're going to turn it down from there. Yeah. You know, so we just want to run some 450s, 460s, maybe 60s. You know, 450s, 440s, 430s, and possibly some 20s. And we know the car will do it pretty easy, but that's the stuff that we probably need tune-ups for the street. Yep. Especially the streets that we're going to be going to, and even good streets. You know, I don't care what anybody says. They're not going faster than 420s.
We've said it before, you know, there's people definitely have run 420s. I mean, we've done it in the new car.
Yes.
You know, we've seen other people do it. There's been rumors of some teens. I don't think we've seen it. No one's definitely been O's, and definitely not 390s on the streets. No, don't let anyone lie to you. It hasn't happened.
I don't believe that it's happened. So, you know, there's going to be people out there arguing with us, talking about, no, we've seen the data, and we've seen it on the draggy and stuff like that. Yeah. And
let me explain something to you.
Yeah, here, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Nah. So, but you know, hey, it's great to have goals, and if you believe that your car went that fast, fucking right,
man.
Hey,
we better hurry. Steve's fixing to yell at you. It's time to go.
Okay, well, we're gonna put the car together. I don't want to get yelled at by Steve, so we're gonna put the car together, and we're gonna go make one.
man. Hit the... So much pollen. Three in a row, man.
Dude, hey, that's like a winning streak, right?
That is a winning streak, according to Lou from
Major League. It has happened before. So yeah, no, hey, I couldn't be happier, man. We made the first pass, and it literally made it to the 60 foot, and I'm in the car going, oh my God, it's gonna go, it's gonna go, it's gonna go. And I feel like we all willed it to go.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Everyone was at the starting line, go.
I know. And it was slow,
yeah,
but you know.
But it went.
I've never been so happy to run a 460 pass in my life. And I'm pretty sure on the shutdown, I got something in my eye and it started running down.
Yeah.
You know, running down my cheek a little bit. It must have been the pollen, because I wasn't gonna cry.
Yeah.
Because, dude, we have been, I feel like I'm gonna cry right now. We've been beating our head against the wall with this problem forever. And, you know, God, I hate to be the person that throws parts at things, but at some point you got to. Especially whenever you got the smartest people. I sent data to Luis. I sent data to Anderson. Steve Petty looked at it, you know, and if those guys can't figure it out, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
You know? So, man, we just kept trying stuff, man, and then you figure out what's the one thing that we've changed everything. What can it? I mean, we even talked about the power switch, and nope, we changed it.
Yep.
You know, there's literally no wire left in this car that was in it from before. And man, the first pass that we made, when it shuts off at the 60 foot, man, my heart just sunk.
Oh,
you know, because in Nebraska, look, for the people that don't understand, whenever I'm away from my family for so long, I get real emotional. And it's not that bad when things are going well.
Yeah.
You know, if things are going okay, that gives you the motivation to stay, you know, and keep doing what you're doing. You know, this is my livelihood, so I have to do it. And man, you start losing races and the car's shutting off, and you don't understand why. And we're racing every day, so there's no break. So when things aren't going right, when things are going well and your car's doing good and you're racing every day, it's still tough. But when things aren't going well and you're trying to figure it out, and you get home when the sun's coming up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you know that your shit is still messed up, and you know that at some point today you got to fix it. So you try to sleep till 10 or 11, but you can't even really sleep because your mind is still running, trying to figure out whatever's wrong with it. We literally did that for 3 weeks with this car. Oh. And every day we did that for 3 weeks. And in between there was other problems, like the camshaft that we had to change, the finding the lifters, you know, and it's everything. So it all just piles up, you know. So And at that point, you know, I'm away from my wife, I'm away from my son, and you start getting emotional, you know? So whenever it made that first pass down there, I felt like a tear ran down my cheek, you know, and it's fuck. So 3 passes now. The car is, we put so much fuel in this thing up in Nebraska because
still
of the
there.
altitude distance. Well, nobody went in there and took it out. So
yeah.
The thing is really fat. We put a tune-up in it that honestly, man, it should have went at least a 40. Should have went a 37-ish, because that's what the tune-up has run before. Well, it's just fat as hell.
Yeah.
So we're steady pulling fuel out of it. There's still no timing in it. And so we haven't changed anything with the boost. We have just steady been taking fuel out of it. And the first pass it went a 60 flat. The second pass it went a 59, which didn't change much because we didn't change anything.
Yeah.
We tried to add a little bit more boost that time, and we figured out real quick that that's not working. So then the third pass, we took a shitload of fuel out of it, and that same tune-up just went a 54. So we're gonna keep plugging away with that and make a few more passes. And if we run a 30 anything, man, I'm gonna be stoked, and I'm gonna load up and I'm gonna go home. You know, it's been a long time. We have to drive all the way home tonight, no matter what time we leave here. And then we're gonna have 1 day at home before we load up and go to Cletus's.
The Freedom 500.
The Freedom 500.
In just a few days,
So we've been gone from home for 4 or 5 days now, and we're literally gonna get 1 night at home before we have to load up and head to Florida. So, but then after that, we should be at home for a little bit and finish getting the car ready and finish doing all the stuff that we need to do to it. So,
get these chutes packed and get it ready to go make another one.
3 passes in a row, and it hadn't done it yet. So, hopefully,
fingers crossed it's fixed. So that's gonna wrap it up for this test session. We left the track last night about as discouraged as 2 guys could be. The car fought us all day with the same problem that we had up in Nebraska, like we talked about. So we came back today, got it all sorted out, found another problem that was keeping us held back. And then
which was us. That problem was us.
100% us.
So we made some decent licks, and as we started turning it up, because the boost curve that we had in the car, we know had been 37. We was running low 50s, so we knew something wasn't right. So we put a lot more boost to it. I say a lot more. We went from what, 35? 35 to 37 to 42-ish, and that's the most boost we've ever made with this car.
Yeah.
And it didn't go as fast as what it did with the old boost curving. So we start, you know, and then Steve Petty's like, this thing's kind of, what did he call it?
He goes, okay.
Kind of gutless.
Yeah, yep.
This thing's kind of gutless, isn't it?
Yeah.
And man, no, this car's not gutless. You know, I knew something was wrong. And so, man, I got the timing light out. We're 10 degrees of timing shy from what we thought it was, which we knew that the plugs didn't have any timing.
Not a lick.
But we've never ran this engine hard, and they've never had timing marks on them. So it wasn't that big of a deal, or we thought it wasn't.
Right.
So, but once we checked it, we were at 26 degrees of timing initial. We're supposed to be at 36. Probably, motor would probably like 38, but we were at 36. And so Steve came over and I told him that, and he goes, oh, okay. You know, and he goes, we probably should turn that boost down and go ahead and add some of that fuel back that we've been taking away.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, probably. So we literally put the tune-up in it that we started this deal off with that went a 60 flat. And it went a 43?
443 at 170 mile an hour.
443 at 170 mile an hour. And you know, for the OG, that's pretty good. We have been 37, and that's the fastest on a big tire that we've been. We've been 26 on a radial at 181. But even the 170 is the fastest mile an hour we've been with a big tire with this car. So we went ahead and made one more and turned it up just a little bit, couple little spots, and messed with the fuel map a little bit more, and ended up running the same three. I
wish.
Yeah, 437 at 173. So
which is that's getting it for this old girl.
that's getting it for this car. I still know that it'll go faster, but at this point, if anybody can see, I'll show the data. I just want them to see what I'm talking about whenever I tell them that it's this is about as fast as we can go without 100% blowing through the converter. We've talked about the loose converter that we have in this car before.
God, look at all the pollen
Oh,
still.
no. So, let me see this last pass here. 442, 460, 437, log 7. Okay, so this is it right here. Let me go down here and turn this right here off. Make it a little bit bigger.
Of course he said yeah, and then said no.
Okay, so this right here, this is the RPM line right here. This second blue line right here, well, first blue line, but the second line, this is boost. This green line right here is our drive shaft.
Man, that thing's pretty.
Yeah, the drive shaft looks good. And the drive shaft, man, believe it or not, the drive shaft in this car always looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so red is RPM. This is one shift. You can barely see it. I can't even see the 2-3 shift, but I'll tell you where it's at. And I know because Fuel Tech lets me know. Oh, wow.
Back there a ways.
It's back here a long ways. Okay, so this is first gear, and we shift, and you can see it right here. It says gear 1. We shift the 1-2 right there. So yes, this little dip right here is the 1-2 shift.
7600.
And then the 2-3, I believe, is this next little dip right here.
Yep.
Yep, this dip right here. Other than that, and you can tell, just for comparison reasons, this is the first one that we did.
Just no power at all.
And you can see, this is the 1-2 shift, and this is the 2-3 shift. It even falls on its face right here because it was not happy. And then after that, it didn't recover. So this right here is no power, and it's not blowing through the converter. It drops a lot on the shifts. So, in my opinion, really to go any faster than what we went today, there's no sense in beating on the car. All that's gonna happen is the car's gonna slow down if we put more power in it, and the RPM is gonna go way up. It's just gonna blow through the converter, kind of like slipping a clutch. essentially exactly what it's doing.
Yeah.
So there's no sense in beating on the car anymore. The rear end is pretty loud in it. We've got quite a few street hits. We've got quite a few shake passes on this deal. So probably need to get home, and we've got a list of things to do. We have to put the windshield in it better. Obviously, if you were around this weekend, you'd see the frustration that we had pulling the front clip off because we made the hood to where it doesn't come off this weekend. We didn't have all the Zeus's, so basically in the front here are 4 bolts that we normally have on the car. Those are permanent at this point. We just put a bolt and a nut on the back side. So it really sucked to get it on and off. And then if you didn't, you had to crawl underneath the car to plug in the headlights. We of course have to take the front end to Mr. Paint, have him paint on our grill.
Yeah, for everyone asking, no, the sticker isn't permanent, but it looks better than
That was just something that he did to make me a little bit happier, which worked until we made our first pass yesterday and the car shut off. And then I don't think anything could have made me happy.
Man, it was a case of the Mondays for sure. Man, we just couldn't get it, you know. And at one point, you know, after I got back from Fuel Tech, we were headed up to the line, and you know, Ryan's dude Javi, man, he's a good dude. And I remember us rounding the corner, and he's like, "Man, don't give up. You're gonna get this."
Really? He gave you some words of encouragement?
Yeah. So you know I mean,
you should have told me that.
Yeah. You know, so that's much appreciated, because, you know, I don't have a dime in the car, but I've got a lot of.
He's definitely optimistic.
For sure, for sure. So. You know, like I said, it's not my car, but whenever I refer to it as I care just as much about this car as Sean does. So, you know,
this car right now is our lives. You know, and we work on it nonstop. So
when it fails, you know, a piece of me fails too, and I don't like to fail. So, but everything turned out good today. Like I said, we replaced the coils, and boom, started making laps, and we just gradually got faster.
It was pretty too.
The car goes nice and straight. You know, nothing dumb happens.
Which,
so
I don't know how. But to be totally fair, I really, especially at this point, whenever we're supposed to start filming really soon, I don't want to take a chance of going any faster with this car, because at some point, man, we're going to start tearing the chassis up.
Yeah.
This chassis is really, really thin 2x3 square tube. We've talked about it before. It's not designed to go as fast as what this engine combination will allow it to. So, but it seems pretty happy, but it still gets out there and it hikes the old front, and it has a really nice anti-roll bar in this deal.
It's got a nice Mark Williams anti-roll.
It ain't the anti-roll bar that's bending.
No, it's everything.
Everything that the anti-roll bar is connected to is bending. And at some point, whenever you hit it harder, that shit...
That's why it tweaks so hard when we're on a radial.
Yes. That shit is going to break eventually.
Yeah, like, you know, the passenger front tire will be on the ground, and the driver front will be 2 foot in the air on a good lick.
That time right there, it was just dangling the whole pass. I could feel it, you know, and that's when you know that things are going pretty good, you know. So man, everything turned out good. You know, we loaded it in the trailer under its own power. Now we get to go home and finish getting this thing ready for the street. We definitely want to thank Michael Bunton.
His
the wiring job is amazing on this car, and the stuff that he put in this, we'll show you guys later. We should have shown them, but we didn't film a whole lot while it was dark outside. But the lights are something that we always get excited about, and he put lights everywhere on this car to where we can see when we're backing up. We don't need anybody holding any flashlights for us, for you to line me back up in my marks whenever it's really cold, or, you know, really dark outside. And not only did he make it to where I can switch it on, he made a regular switch over by the passenger side where you could just flip it on. You know, plus I was running valves today. He put some bump buttons on the car.
Oh yeah.
And so I was able to run all the valves by myself. And I
didn't even have to yell at nobody.
I was able to do this all by myself, and that's something with this car I've never been able to do.
Yep.
So the wiring was flawless. We didn't have no issues with nothing. And
I mean, you know, the wiring was flawless, chassis was flawless, you know, we can chassis a little bit.
Yeah. The only thing that wasn't flawless, which this car does what it's told to do. We're the morons that tell this car the wrong shit to do.
Yep.
Other than that, this car does what it's supposed to, and it goes straight. Every time we tell it the right thing to do, it does it.
Yep.
So
a lot of people are going to wonder, did you get shake out of it? Thing didn't shake one time this week.
Not a bit. It did not shake. You can see just a little bit. The tire through here is not very happy.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Steve was talking about. He said to go much faster to the 60 foot, we're going to have to sling some bars.
So
but he said there's potential to
you
go
can
faster.
see the difference right here after it shifts the 1-2. Normally it's upset after the 1-2. This car takes off nice and smooth. Everything is good.
Yeah.
Right from here when we let off the button to right here, the car's a little bit upset.
Yeah.
So, but I believe to get that out of it to where the tire's not upset, we have to take bite out of the car. And I do not want to do that. I want the bite for the street on the surfaces that aren't as good as what we were on tonight. So we're going to leave it alone and see what happens. Honestly, it's going to be everything I can do to fight everything in my brain that is telling me, put more bite in the car, put more bite in the car, like we did in Nebraska, and then the car shook.
I'm going to hide all your 1 1/8 wrenches.
Yeah, we're going to at least try it on the street, but I think it'll work. I think everything will be fine. So it is what it is. Now we're going to load up. I've got a doctor's appointment tomorrow in Oklahoma at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
We are in Alabama right now.
In 16 hours, you have to be home.
Well, we got 11 hours worth of driving.
Yeah.
So it is
8:20.
8:21 right now. Yes, we got a lot of driving to do. I'm fucking tired. We've sweat all day, and
I'm sweaty and I'm covered in pollen, and I'm not cool with it.
When I rub the sweat out of my eyes all day, then I start blinking. I get a film over my eye. So honestly, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to drive until I actually have to take a break. But tired. So
Tired, boss.
Gotta get home.
So that's going to be it. Thanks for watching this video again. As always, go ahead, share the channel, click the subscribe button if you haven't already, give us a like, comment, tell us what you like, what you don't like, tell us that we suck. I see that a lot, whatever. Thanks for watching anyways. But it's the week of the Freedom 500. So we're going to get the OG home, spend a day at home. I'm not going to do anything when I get home. I'm asleep. I'm wore out. I know y'all don't think I do nothing on the car. I'm not able to video myself working on the car, but I do it all day long. So tired, wore out. So I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. But then the next day we got to get on a plane and we're headed to Florida for the Freedom 500. So thanks for watching, and we will see you at the Freedom Factory for the Freedom 500 this coming Friday and Saturday. So see y'all later.